What is the greatest love story ever told? Is it Romeo Juliet? Is it Laila Majnu? No, I found this hidden gem from our Sanatana scripture. I feel this is not glorified enough. Greatest love story ever told. Shiva Parvati Kalyana. But every great love story begins with a reason, and this one begins with a demon. His name was Tarakasura. Tarakasura was born with a great strength and he was intelligent too. He understood that physical strength was not enough to conquer the world. So he decided to gain more power by intense penance and austerities. Pleased by his austerities, Brahma appeared. Like every asura, Taraka desired immortality. But Brahma himself is not immortal, so he cannot grant it. Tarakasura carefully asked, he should not be slain by gods, sages, yakshas, gandharvas, or any other celestial beings. Brahma agreed, but with one condition. Tarakasura would not be killed by any of those he mentioned, except the son of Shiva. Taraka laughed within himself because the idea of son of Shiva was nothing but a joke for him. Why did Taraka believe so? To understand that, we must look at what happened already in Shiva's life. We all know the famous story of Daksha. Sati was his daughter, but Daksha could not accept that she had married Shiva. Because Shiva was a wandering ascetic who cared nothing for status or ritual. One time he organized a grand yajna and he deliberately did not invite Shiva or Sati. Still, Sati thought it was not intentional. He might have just forgotten to invite. Ignoring Shiva's warning, she went to the yajna. But there was no welcome from Daksha, no seat dedicated to Shiva, no offering in his name. What was left was humiliation. Unable to bear the insult, Sati made a furious decision. Through her yogic power, she gave up her body in front of the very fire of the yajna. When Shiva got to know this news, his grief shook the cosmos. From his fury arose Veerabhadra and Bhadrakali. They destroyed the entire yajna. Despite all this, Shiva himself withdrew into deep sorrow. He renounced household life and entered into extreme asceticism. And with that, the possibility of son of Shiva vanished from the world. In fact, it is a huge story of its own. But in the context of Shiva Parvati's story, we need to note that Shiva came out of his marital life and somewhere Tarakasura knew this. Well, there was absolutely nothing left to make Tarakasura worry. And Taraka began his conquest. He defeated the Dikpalakas, he overpowered Indra. The king of the gods ran away. The earth trembled under his force. Desperate and defeated, the Devas approached Brahma because it was him who granted the boon. But Brahma clearly told, look, the condition for his death is declared. Only son of Shiva can slay him. I cannot interfere. The solution was clear, yet it seems impossible. Shiva must marry again, and for that to happen, Sati must return. You know, Sati was not gone forever. She was Shakti, eternal, ever present. But how could she return again? Himavan was the lord of the mountains, most revered by the sages and guardians. His wife Meena was equally noble in conduct and devotion. Though they were blessed in many ways, they longed for one thing, a daughter of extraordinary virtue. They did extreme penance to the Adipara Shakti. Moved by their devotion, Devi appeared before them. O Himavan, O Meena, I am pleased with your devotion. Ask me what you want. What they ask will surprise you. O Devi, please be born as our daughter. Just imagine, they are not asking for a daughter who is like Devi with similar qualities. They are asking, "O Devi, you only come and born as our daughter." Actually, it was destiny aligning itself. The Devas desired it, the world required it, and Shakti herself chose it. With a gentle smile, the Devi said, "So be it." And in time, she was born as Parvati, the daughter of Parvataraja. But wait, she was just born. The real story is about to start now. Well, as Parvati grew, it was very clear she was not like any other children. She was gentle, composed, and inwardly radiant. Even while playing, there was a quiet awareness in her. One day, the divine sage Narada visited the kingdom. Narayana, Narayana. Himavan and Meena welcomed him with all respect. Young Parvati stood beside them. Narada looked at her and stayed silent. He did not need to ask who she was. He already knew. Meena broke the silence. "O Brahmashi, please tell us, how is her future? Do you see something negative in her destiny?" She is not that ordinary child. She is endowed with Mahabhagya. She will possess highest strength of the character. But her husband will not belong to great family. He will not be a king. He will not follow conventional rituals. He will live in cremation grounds. Now, Meena and Himavan got shocked. In those times, marriage meant protection, stability, social honor. They asked Narada Muni, "Swami, what do you mean? If her husband will be like this, what is the Mahabhagya in her destiny? Please tell us clearly." Narada answered calmly, "She will marry Shiva." "Shiva, who wears serpent and skulls? How can such a being fit for my daughter?" Do not measure Shiva by appearance. He is the source of creation, preservation, and dissolution. Don't you remember you prayed Adi Parashakti? Shakti is always belongs to Shiva. Himavan bowed his head. If this is her destiny, we shall not stand against it. But Meena, as a mother, still worried. With blessings, Narada departed. Narayana, Narayana. Now, the story gets even more interesting. All these days, Shiva was somewhere else in his deep tapas, but now he chose Himalaya. To honor Shiva, Himavan approached with humility, accompanied by his daughter Parvati. Shiva spoke calmly, "O Himavan, I seek solitude. May your mountain remain steady and undisturbed." Himavan bowed and requested Shiva, "O Lord, it is our great fortune that you have chosen our land. Kindly allow us to serve you." Shiva replied with serene detachment, "You may come and offer your respect, but your daughter, she should not remain here. I am an ascetic. My path is renunciation. A woman is a form of Prakriti, Maya. The presence of young maiden can become a distraction for me." At that moment, Parvati stepped forward. She was no ordinary girl. She was Devi herself. "O Lord, you say that the presence of a woman may disturb your meditation. Woman is Prakriti. Tell me, what is Prakriti made of?" Shiva replied, "Prakriti is made up of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Pancha Tanmatras, Pancha Bhutas, Pancha Karmendriyas, and made up of Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta." Parvati continued calmly, "With what do you perform tapas?" "With intellect, Buddhi." She smiled softly. "Then, O Lord, the Buddhi itself is part of Prakriti. If you use a component of Prakriti for your meditation, how can a Prakriti in your vicinity becomes obstacle?" Shiva looked at her, and for the first time a faint smile appeared. From that day onwards, he did not forbid her presence. Though Parvati was a princess, she came without ornament, no luxury, no royal pride. She brought simple offerings, flower, water, quiet services. She did not demand attention. She did not speak unnecessarily. Her presence was gentle but unwavering. Shiva observed her. Day after day, he watched, yet remained silent. But something slowly, for surely, changed. The first bond between Shiva and Parvati had been formed, just through mere presence. Yet, for Devas watching from far, it was moving too slowly. Tarakasura was torturing them. Shiva was still detached. So, they have to find some shortcut, right? Even though we discussed all these events in a few minutes, by the time Parvati was born, Shiva came to Himalaya and Parvati started to serve Shiva. Many divine years had already passed. Meanwhile, Tarakasura was uncontrollable. The Devas could no longer withstand him. In desperation, Indra spoke, "We have tried everything. Nothing has worked. If Shiva remains detached, no son will be born. And without a son, Taraka cannot be defeated." Then Brihaspati said quietly, "Shiva cannot be moved by force, but there is one power that can stir even the stillest heart." All eyes turned towards Kamadeva, the god of desire. But Kamadeva hesitated. "Do you understand what are you asking?" he said. "Shiva's tapas is terrible. If he becomes angry, I will not survive." Then everyone pleaded to him. "The safety of the world depends on this. Without you, there is no hope." Shiva was also in deep tapas. Kama drew the flower arrow to the hearts of the Shiva. And suddenly, for a brief moment, Shiva looked at Parvati. Something stirred, but immediately Shiva realized it was a trap. He looked around and found Kaamadeva hiding. He opened his third eye. In an instant, Kaamadeva was reduced to ashes. Desire itself had been burned. Then Shiva walked away. Actually, desire is not always wrong. World runs because of desire. This heap of ash of burnt karma is very important. In future, this ash gives birth to another huge story. But for now, there was no hope left for Devas. At least Parvati could see Shiva all these days. Now even the small comfort of seeing him daily was gone. Now she understood something clearly. Shiva would not be attained just by staying near to him. So Parvati asked Devaguru Narada Muni, "How can I attain Shiva?" Narada told her, "Shiva can only be attained by severe penance." So she made up her mind and told to her parents, "I am leaving the home for my tapas." Meena then asked, "What do you seek to attain through this tapas?" Parvati told, "I seek Shiva." She went and started her focused effort. Years passed like this. Parvati's tapas had become intense beyond imagination. Through heat and cold, through hunger and silence, she remained steady. But will Shiva be moved just by this? One fine day, an old ascetic visited Parvati. He observed her and asked, "Why are you doing such severe tapas? What are you seeking?" Parvati replied, "I seek Shiva." "Shiva? What are you talking? You are young and delicate. He wander in cremation grounds, wear ashes." Parvati was controlling her anger because controlling anger is also a part of penance. Old man continued his abuse. "He does not have a family. He has those bhutaganas. He does not even follow any social norms." Enough of listening, Parvati thought. She spoke so beautifully. "O Brahmachari, Shiva is beyond purity and impurity, gain and loss. He is the refuge for all beings. Whoever judges him by appearance don't know his true nature. He told, "Okay, but your practice is so extreme. What if your body is destroyed?" Parvati was firm. She was not moved even by her fear of death. Body is not greater than Dharma. If my tapas consumes my body, then so be it. The old man was stunned. Actually, it was Shiva himself in disguise. He had came not to discourage her, but to test her. Shiva revealed his true form. The radiance of his presence filled the forest. With gentle approval, he said, "Your devotion is unwavering. Your tapas has pleased me." See, even though Shiva is Bholenath, it is not at all easy to attain Shiva. He tests everyone, even Parvati. But is that all? Not at all. Shiva said, "There is no question of me and you being separate. Shiva and Shakti are eternally together. I am taking you to Kailasa. Wait, I have come in this form as a daughter to someone. There is some sampradaya. If you truly accept me, then come to my father and seek my hand in marriage." Because last time when she came as Sati, Daksha did not like Shiva. He did not do the puja or shanti with full interest. So this time Parvati did not want such things to happen. But it was a big task for Shiva. Parvati came back home and told the parents, "My tapas was successful. Shiva accepted me. He will come to ask my hand in marriage." Now it was the time for Shiva. Usually what everyone do, get ready nicely and come with some decent family members. But Shiva, he is Bole Shankara, and in his company are Bhutaganas. They were all excited. They thought of preparing the groom. They applied the makeup. You guessed it right. They applied ashes on his face and body. Then the garland, a garland of skulls. The skin of elephant as his clothes. But it was not sticking firmly. So there was a snake going by and they grabbed it and tied it around. Okay, now the groom is ready. They started singing and dancing wildly. They were very proud of the final look. They all started their journey towards Himavat. Announcements started in Himavan's place. The groom and family are approaching. Everybody were curious to see Shiva, but how they were dressed up. By looking at Shiva from far itself, Meena fainted. Will he be my daughter's husband? Will my daughter be happy ever? But Himavan was so mature in this. Parvati has chosen Shiva with full awareness. Rest is her destiny. But Meena was still concerned. Then Shiva appeared in his radiant and auspicious form, adorned with divine ornaments and beyond measure. When Meena understood, she bowed and said, "Forgive my ignorance. I did not know your true nature. Blessed is my daughter and blessed is our house." Parvati stood beside Shiva. This divine marriage rituals was witnessed by Brahma, Vishnu, Devas, Rishis and all the beings of the world. Shiva re-entered the household life. World was filled with joy. From Shiva's seed born Kartikeya. He became the commander of Devas' army. Later, Kartikeya ended the terror of Tarakasura.